Alright, Guilty Gear Strive quick beta review. It's been going well for me so far. Beat the crap out of a pop player who was taunting me, felt good. I got to the Celestial Realm and earned my VIP status inside it. So what do I think of Guilty Gear Strive so far? So first we'll talk about the good. The game feels great. Like, one, it can't be stressed enough that the netcode is amazing. I've played people from the East Coast, where I live, the West Coast. I've played Japanese players. I even played a friend from Australia, and the matches were playable. They weren't great. It's, you know, New York to Australia. I mean, it's like arguably the worst possible connection you could ask for, but it was playable, which is insane. The netcode is amazing. That's huge for a fighting game to actually have God's Ear netcode. There's not many, so that's huge. So what about the game itself? I am in love with this game. The systems and mechanics just feel so fine, well tuned. Like, so I'll say right up front, I want to make this clear. I'm not a Guilty Gear expert. I've dabbled in a few previous Guilty Gear games, but never put a lot of time in them. I'm a Guilty Gear noob. Having said that, I prefer how this game works compared to old Guilty Gear games. Like, it still has the crazy specific characters that Guilty Gear is known for, like Zato, and, you know, Chip with his crazy mix-ups with Low Life. Still has these very extreme character takes, but I feel like the systems kind of keep these characters in check while still letting them have their unique flavor, which creates a game with more, where it tests more total skills of the players. They're still OP. They're still, you know, Milia still can vortex you to death, but I feel like there's more focus on, there's more of a neutral game, there's more footsie focus, it seems like it's more properly balanced, not just character balance, but gameplay balance, the variety of gameplay options you have. In that there's a lot of things for that. The game is a little slower paced, but still fast. The way the risk meter works, where the more you block, the more damage you'll take when you get hit. And I think that's important because you can block anything in the air now. There's no moves that guarantee to hit you out of the air, so the risk gauge makes that make a lot of sense. So you can still get punished for air blocking too much. Although fighting in the air is very good, but I think people will get better at countering that as things go on. The new RC system, I'm still trying to learn all there is about that. It opens up a lot of creative ways to play the game. There's multiple different RCs that have different applications. I think that's something people are still going to be, you know, at release of the game, still delving into and figuring out, and that's really exciting. Character balance, I think, is very good, except Pot. Like, there's characters that people are complaining are too strong. I think most of them will be fine, except Pot. There's some characters people are saying are too weak, which I don't agree. Like, I've heard a lot of people say that Chip is not, you know, he's terrible. I don't agree. After playing a really good Chip player recently, I think people need to see what that character can do. I'm not saying he's like top tier or anything, but I don't think he's weak. I'll say that much. I think he's definitely better than people are giving him credit for. I think the character balance is good, except Pot. The general game systems are really fun and well balanced. Like, the game is, you know, I feel in a really good spot, which is exciting considering it's not even out yet, and Arxis is known to patch things and refine things, so I think this game is in a really good spot when it comes to mechanics and systems. Oh, the new wall break system I think is really good because it really emphasizes position, stage position. Like, it isn't just about, oh, get someone in the corner and you run your mix-up until they die. Like, wall break gives you a ton of damage, it gives you tons of meter and damage bonus after you wall break someone, but at least the opponent gets back to neutral, which I think is good. But even then, that's not always true. Depending on what you break someone through the wall with changes the new position. Like, if you use a super to break someone the wall, they get hard knockdown. So even in that scenario, as the attacker, you still retain the positional advantage, although not as much. I think that's a cool system, and I think that's another thing people are going to continue to optimize, because there's some times where not breaking the wall is good, and there'll be other times where you definitely want to break the wall. It's character dependent. It's based on the time in the match. Like, early on a round, you pretty much always want to break the wall because then you're getting meter. If it's end of round and the wall break won't kill, you probably don't want to do it. So again, there's a lot of cool, you know, strategic decisions to make in this game. The systems really are I think really well refined, really good. I can't stress enough. I haven't had this much fun with a fighting game in a long time. So we talked about netcode is fantastic. The gameplay is fantastic. The graphics of the game, just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. The game's presentation is amazing. Just absolutely good. So want to talk about some of the bad thing in the game, but I want to talk about all the good stuff first. Let's see if I can remember what else is good. I think I rambled quite a bit there. I think that's pretty much everything about what makes the game really good. You know, cool characters, interesting characters, cool systems, good gameplay, well refined and balanced, good netcode, good graphics. So what's bad? The lobby system is really, really bad. And I'm going to talk a lot about it because it's a big problem that's going to hurt this game if they don't do something. I can already see a lot of the problems just in the beta already emerging. So in the lobby system, you not only have, that's not only the primary way you're supposed to seek out matches, but it's also like a pseudo ranking system where there's different floors that determine your general rank. So they said I think they've said that there will be at least a rematch button, which is nice, but it does not, while that will make the game more just accessible to keep playing in some ways, it's not going to fix a lot of the big problems of the lobby system. One, the lobby system's really buggy. The netcode when you're actually playing is good, but the lobby can lag, which can make it hard to match up with people. People teleport all over the place. Matches get dropped. Hopefully that will be fixed at release, but the release is soon. It's really confusing at first how to get matches. Like, you have to either find someone who has their sword out and challenge them, and if you press X on someone who doesn't have their sword out, you obtain data, which takes 5 minutes, and taking your sword out requires a hold square, then it teleports you some in this predetermined spot. It's way too confusing just to get a match. In any other normal video game, and I'm not talking about fighting games, just normal online games, you usually just press a button and you're playing someone. I don't know why fighting games continue to overcomplicate the act of just playing the game so much. I think it's one of the big problems that's been holding fighting games back for a while. Guilty Gear Strive, unfortunately, is continuing that. But here's where it gets even worse. So the floors, there's 10 floors, then there's the celestial floor for the best players. That's like the ranking system of the game. Except the ranking system of this game is broken. And I've already started to see people in the beta, no less, abuse this. Because the way the lobby system works, you walk up to someone to match them, it basically means you pick and choose who you play. Which means if you want the best way to get a good rank is to never play people who you think are better than you. Never play people who you think give you a bad character matchup or a character you're not good against. That's not good. You should not let players avoid playing good people. That's supposed to be the whole point of the ranking system. Like I've already seen in the Celestial Challenge, which I'll explain in a minute, people, you can tell that there are people who don't want to play. Like, once I became a VIP, quote unquote, which is when you've earned your permanent place in the Celestial Realm, there'd be someone who is doing the Celestial Challenge, and they would come up to me to match me, see that I'm VIP, and quit out because they're dodging. That's not good. You can't make a system where people can rank up by avoiding bad matches. That's not a good ranking system. And people are going to do that, and it's going to make a really, fighting game needs a good ranking system to give people incentive to keep playing. And it can't be abusable like that, and that's what we're going to see. And I already know we're going to have this situation where when the game comes out, good players are not going to use the ranking system. They're just going to go to private parks and stuff and play amongst themselves. That's not good. That hurts the accessibility of new players, because new players won't know about this. They're just going to go to the rank mode and it'll be empty. It's not good. And this has been a problem that's plagued past Guilty Gear games, because in the excuses I've heard for this are like, oh, well, Guilty Gear can't get a large audience, so therefore who cares about ranked? And it's like, well, you think that might be part of the problem. It's not, the solution should not be to give up. So I hope that this is something they can fix post-release, but I'm pretty sure they probably won't. Because, I don't know, I guess they're very committed to this lobby system. It's not good. It's all sorts of bad. So that's a bummer. The game is really good, but that's one big problem. And if this game has trouble keeping new players playing, the lobby system is the primary reason. I can guarantee you that. So that's unfortunate. But I don't want to stress it too much, because this game is really good. Again, the netcode, fantastic. The game is fantastic. So hopefully that's something that can be addressed, or at the very least, you can still play the game and have fun without, a good, well-functioning ranked mode. Oh, so the Celestial Realm, the top rank, is actually really cool. This is why I think it's unfortunate that the rank system is so exploitable. because it's a very interesting thing to, you know, it's kind of designed to ensure only the best of the best get there, which I think is a cool idea, which would be cool if the system wasn't broken, is that, so there's 10 general ranks. And if you beat enough people, you go up to the next floor. Simple enough, just like any ranking system. Like in Street Fighter V, there's bronze. You win enough, you get silver, whatever. Same type of thing. But when you get to the 10th floor and you win enough, you go to the Celestial Realm, but you have to complete the Celestial Challenge to get, to be able to stay there for a long time. And what that works, it's actually very brutal. You have to win 5 of 6 games. So if you lose twice before you win 5, you're out. You get booted out, go back to 10th rank. So that's pretty hard. You can only lose 1 time out of 6 games. That's pretty hard. It took me a couple tries to eventually get it. It's not easy. I like the idea though. It's just, again, I don't want to stress it or keep repeating it, but it sucks that the rank system can be abused like that. You can dodge matches, because that's what people are going to do to get. That's what they're going to do. Get the Celestial Realm. We all know this. People are going to dodge. They're only going to face people they think they can beat. They're going to face other people who are doing the challenge instead of good players, which, it should be, random rank, like, any normal rank system. You shouldn't have control. In a proper rank system, you should not have control over your opponents. It's not really fair, right? So, that's my general overview of Guilty Gear Strive. Been loving the game and having a lot of fun with it. And I'll just say, the 40-day wait for the actual release is going to kill me. Please, God, help!
Slash!